Hi, my name's Ash from Groundwork East, and in this video series we're going to be going through several of the basic techniques that you're going to need to know to learn how to grow and plant your own fruits, vegetables, herbs and flowers at home in your garden. So in the first video, if you haven't seen it already, was about sowing seeds. So if you haven't watched it already, go back and watch it and come back when you've got some seedlings. This one is going to be about transplanting. Transplanting basically means moving our plants. And in this video I'm going to show you a couple of techniques and reasons as to why we want to transplant our plants and how to do it at home. So once our seedlings have gotten to the right size, that'd be when the roots are starting to come out the bottom of, maybe it's in a seed tray, a seedling cell tray like this, or if they're in the bottom of a smaller pot that you started them in, you'll start to see the roots coming out the bottom. Or when you start to see the first true leaves coming out the side. So when they first sprout, this is a bean, when it first sprouts you get the first set of leaves, which aren't technically their true leaves, and then after that you get their first true proper leaves after that. Then you know that it's basically ready to be moved. The roots will be getting a bit too big for the pot it's in, so it's time to put it in something bigger so it can start to grow a bit stronger. So the first technique is going to be potting up, or potting on, and that is basically taking it from a small seedling tray into a bigger pot so we can start to grow its roots out a bit more, but in between it being big enough to go out into the garden because it might still be too cold, or it's just not big and strong enough to handle going out yet. So it's kind of intermediate stage basically. So once our seeds have gotten to about this size, we're going to move them on to a bigger pot. Want it to be at least double than the one it was in previous. So these ones I've already done already, but I'll show you what I'm doing now. I'm just using a general all-purpose compost for this one. Previously in the seedling video we were using a seedling mix, which is a lot finer, a lot softer, lighter. This one is just kind of general all-purpose compost, so it should be fine for this. So I'm going to half fill my pot this time. Yeah, about half. Just so it's ready. And this is a pea, by the way. I'm going to get my cell tray, I'm going to hold the plant like this, push from the bottom, wiggle it out. Delicate job this, so be very careful. Try not to damage any of the roots. So I've got my plant like this. I'm going to pop that on the surface of the soil that I've just put in my pot. Again, being very careful with the roots. Another handful of compost. And sprinkling that over like this. Trying to keep it nice and upright, and making sure none of the roots are exposed when we're finished. Once it's in, press it down a little bit, not too much, just firm it down to the touch, just until it starts resisting. And there you're done. That's it. Give it a bit of a water. Got my trusty watering can back again. And that's it. Again, we're going to keep this somewhere nice and warm until it's big enough to go outdoors. Later on, when it's nearly ready to go out, when it's gotten a bit bigger, like this guy here, and it's really outgrowing its pot again, we might want to start hardening it off. So that means leaving it outside for a little bit during the day, just to get it used to being outside, and then taking it back in again in the evening when it gets cold. Maybe do that for a few days before we start taking it outdoors and planting it straight in the ground. That's what we're going to do next with this one. This guy's ready to go in already. He's been sitting in his intermediate pot for long enough now. It's time for him to go and see the soil outside. So let's go and do that now.